today is going to be a kitchen basic on the honorable onion. This is a yellow onion. You can get Vidalia onions, which are sweeter. There's red onions that are spicier. Lots and lots of onions. And there's a few ways in which you can peel it. You can run it under water as you peel it to try and get kind of the nasty fumes so you're not crying. You can also blanch the onion in hot water as if you were peeling tomatoes and then shocking it in cold, and the skin will come right off. Or you can just do what I do, which is I just dive in there. So I take the one end and I trim it off, and I take the other end and I trim it off. And what that ends up doing is loosening some of the skin. So do you see how this is loose? And just peel. It's really not that hard. It comes off pretty easy. If you want to blanch it in hot water to make it go faster, I think the time it takes to heat the water, blanch it, shock it in cold water, you could have this done by now. However, if you're pickling onions or doing a large onion recipe where you're doing a lot of onions, that probably would be faster. So there it is. It's peeled and the top and the bottom have been trimmed. Really easy. All right, now we're going to take you through some various cuts. Now, there is a trick that my mother taught me. If the fumes of the onion are too strong and you really are crying, and this doesn't happen to me often unless I have a lot of onions, I'll light a little candle near my area, and sometimes that helps. And I'm sure if you go online you can find lots of tricks and ways to prevent the fumes from making you cry. But kind of that's the fun of onions. So the first need of an onion is usually sliced like on a burger, or if you want to caramelize them. And really it's just, there you go. Boom. You got a sliced onion. Now notice with the onion, it's almost like someone took a spiralizer and sliced the onion in circles to the very middle. This works in your favor when you start doing some dicing and chopping, because the onion is going to do half of the work for you. So if you don't need sliced or even half slices, that's a half slice. You could also do half slices by slicing the onion in half and then doing your slices. But let's say now we want to do a chop or a dice. What I like to do is cut it down the middle, and then cut perpendicular slices down through those circles, so that when you actually now go parallel with the top of the onion and go down, check it out. You got a rough chop. See what I did there? And depending on how thin or how thick your slices perpendicular are is going to be, it's going to tell you how small your pieces are going to be. But this is kind of like a rough dice or a rough chop. Now say you need a mince. And really a mince is a little bit thinner than this. And all I do is I kind of grab my pieces, and this is where you need a little practice with your knife skills. But I do the rocking motion. I'm going to actually turn a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. By holding and rocking and moving, I'm going to dice. I mean, not dice, sorry, mince. If you've never done a knife class, I've always wanted to do it, actually. I'm probably not doing things completely correctly, but maybe if my hubby's watching, he can put that on my Christmas list. I learned my knife skills by watching Julia Child growing up, and watching my parents and my nonna, and kind of learning on the fly. So that's a nice mince. That is a chop. The chop is really easy. So there you go. Slice, dice, chop, and mince your onion and how to peel it. 101. You should be all set to get cooking. Thank you for joining me on this Fridays with Laura Kitchen Basics. And please subscribe to my channel. I could use some subscribers and to help support all the good stuff that we're doing here at the homestead. So